It's Brogan and Lauren.
Hi, everyone. Two girls, one ticket. Welcome
Woo.
back. Excited for today. We have so many fun things to talk about, and I am loving this dark, cozy day. If only it was 20 degrees cooler.
I know it's still like 100 degrees out and humid, so it gives
But like
that
I
it gives
said,
that winter theme.
yeah, I'm not going back on it. I've got my Starbucks holiday cup. I am not a Starbucks drinker, but this is my favorite time of year for Starbucks because of their festive cups, and I'm so disappointed. This red cup looks like it belongs in a airport lounge, maybe.
It is really disappointing, but have you seen those little bear cups that they're really pushing?
Those are really cute, actually. I will say that, but then you have to be like a diehard Starbucks drinker to buy one of those, and I am not. I just wanted a little bit of like festiveness in my hand and bring in the spirit of the time of year, and it's not hitting it this time.
Do you get like the triple cream brulee winter peppermint
Oh
drink, or
no, and I've
what's
never
your
had a
go-to
pumpkin
drink?
spice latte or anything that
No.
people drink in my life. I'm just a straight up Pike's Place with half and half. So yeah, I'm just
Strong order. Strong
yeah,
order. How do you get the
basic
blonde
everything.
roast? That'll energize you. Jeez.
Oh no, I've never tried it. I stick to my Pike, but let's start with some good news. A little recap of our NFL picks last week. Let's give it up.
We absolutely annihilated it. We were, what, 12-3? Definitely, if you were listening, you should have placed your bets. Come on.
We gave you the ticket, would have been winners.
Slam dunk, slam dunk. 12-3. Holy shit, look at us go.
I know, and there were some upsets in there that we picked. So,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
yeah, love it. Great games. We'll get to those later. A lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about Callaway selling their stake in Topgolf, who is headed to the National Women's Soccer League finals this weekend. Global beauty brands tapping into women's athletes. NFL college football updates per usual, NBA, more drama, more trends, and of course, our weekly picks.
Which we kill at.
Yes. We're going to start with another question like we did last week. What do you look at when you look at somebody to see if they're in shape? Like if you just look at a guy that's walking by and you want to, see if they're in shape, what part of the body do you look at?
Are we talking about guys or are we talking about women?
In general, I guess think it'd probably be the
Mm.
same. Yeah.
I usually look at abs just because I think they're the hardest to tone. And a lot of people aren't walking around though with their shirt off. So that can, that can kind of be tough to tell. So I think arms as well, just seeing if you're having that toned physique. But I don't know. Sometimes if you get too muscular, too veiny, it starts to look a little masculine for women.
In California, I guess you probably saw more people with their shirts off to judge
That's
abs. Maybe
that's
that's
true.
where
Everybody
it comes
everybody
from for
walks
you.
around. Everybody walks around in their board shorts and their flip-flops. So yeah, I think that's a lot more
And
universal over there.
time put in at the beach as well. Well, mine is legs. I think if somebody has nice legs, you can have a little bit of a chubby stomach but legs for
Dad bod.
sure. I think they're exactly. But nice legs, and then I usually look at arms and hands. That's my,
Your
that's
hands?
my, no, hands, like people's hands. Like I think hands really tell a lot about somebody.
You could tell how old they are. I don't know if you can get
Well,
them
but you don't
muscular.
want to. No, no, no. That's true. I guess that's probably a little bit off.
Ankles,
Nice,
Lauren.
nice
Come
hands
on.
are important. Yeah, cankles first. First and foremost, no cankles. But
We want
right
to see some
now,
tone calves.
exactly, toned calves, strong quads. But right now, I guess we are entering the arms era, and biceps are apparently the new abs. So,
Ooh, gotta get
yeah,
those curls in.
having toned biceps, sculpted shoulders, toned triceps have become the biggest indicator of fitness these days. Dua Lipa, Jennifer Aniston have chimed in on that. Lots of personal trainers say that's where the money is, and that's the most requested part that they're getting from clients. Time Magazine over the summer had an article that said arms were the status symbol of the summer. And I think it's, especially for women, it goes kind of what you were saying about abs. Abs are traditionally very hard to sculpt. Usually the top four are the easiest. The bottom two are the hardest to get a
Got
full
that
on
little
six pack.
punch. Yeah.
Exactly. But arms they're very hard to sculpt. But they're
Sometimes, sorry to cut you off, but sometimes I think the arms, they are very hard to sculpt, but it also like gives a lot of anorexic like looking arms for women. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
they look like too skinny.
No, I
So there's
agree. And
that fine line.
Very fine line. And the arms are highly visible. I mean, for the most part, people wear short sleeves or sleeveless, especially for events. Now they're serving as a symbolic marker of fitness and strength. And there is a cultural shift from thinness, more of an anorexic, not toned look, to a strength and empowerment stance where building muscle is more important than just losing fat. That's definitely a shift.
It's a good shift, I think.
I,
Again,
I
being
like
in
it.
shape is not bad. Don't be fat.
And now I'm going to be conscious about my arms. Another trend we're seeing that I am loving is men's bags and luggage. How
You're
do you feel
loving
about
it?
that? I do.
It's I don't know. I think it's a little metro, a little girly. I think save it for the women. I see men athletes that are just wearing their like cross bag, and I'm like, oh, you look so unmasculine.
I should probably preface that with the kind of bag and the style of
Okay.
bag, because I agree with that. Sometimes you see these athletes rolling into their with their game day look, whatever, and they look like they're carrying these loud bags, kind of the traditional monogram, and it looks like they're taking their like Hot Wheels lunchbox to lunch in third grade. Like it's terrible. Like I totally agree with you on
It's
that.
like, who's your
Or
stylist?
these fanny packs with, again, like the Gucci monogram or the Louis Vuitton, like absolutely not. I totally am against that and not on this trend, but more of the understated, quiet luxury. So many soccer players right now are carrying these oversized Hermes Birkins and have been for a while. It just kind of seems like it's popping up more and more now. But Messi, David Beckham has carried them, has been known to, Ronaldo. They're so good looking. And to me, that's just a whole nother level than what you're saying, kind of the tacky,
I'm just
not
thinking, yeah, when you
masculine
say men
bag.
with bags, I'm like, oh my God, those crossbodies. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know
no,
anything
no, no,
they're
no. I'm totally in line with that. So Pharrell is Louis Vuitton's creative director, and he's designed a new line of men's bags that just came out, super chic. The Steamer 30,
Steamer
that'll get you
30.
going.
That's a hell of a name.
Yes. So it was actually a bag that was back to the 1900s, and it was created as a foldable bag to fit in travel trunks, and since has been reimagined, softer, more contemporary. And they're so good looking. Kind of has an Hermes type look, but on a smaller scale than some of the oversized ones that the soccer players are carrying, but just beautifully done. And then he also created a smaller little hobo bag as well. It's just very simple, great materials, very understated. It's again not the traditional monogram, bold, in your face logo. And to me, it is just tasteful. Like you have to be, I guess, to your point, it kind of takes away from like a manly man carrying a bag. But to me, if it's done well and the outfit and put together, to me, it looks like you're so into your masculinity or whatever your style that I think it looks great.
Would you consider Pharrell masculine?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't, but he can. But he has swag, and he knows style,
Fair,
and he can
fair.
put things together. So again, it can go either way. Like either you're super into style and fashion, you're trying to make a statement, and that's great, or you're just a manly man that is okay with, like we even talked about last week, wearing a bracelet or carrying these
Yeah.
bags. And I think it's really shows confidence, and I really like it.
No, that's fair. Something sleek about a man that's just wearing a strong suit and a simple duffel, like
Yes,
that's hot.
I agree. You can get behind that. Been to or have you ever been to Topgolf?
Yes. Yes, I have.
How,
They need to get
how do
better
you rate your
clubs.
experience? Better clubs. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
I think I'm decent at golf, but then when I step up to Top Golf, I'm like, I should have brought my own clubs.
Blame it on the
No, but
clubs.
yeah, no, it's not me at all. Could not be me. I actually think it's super fun. I usually go when I visit my grandparents in Scottsdale. We go to the one in Arizona, and it's a fun experience. They obviously are a bit older, so they kind of just sit and order, the bar food snacks, and they've got TVs as well to watch football. But overall, I have a pleasant experience at Topgolf.
I think so too. And the same as me, I've only been two or three times, and it has only been here in Austin, but it's always when family has been in town, younger cousins, just something, fun to do that everyone can, have fun with. It's not serious. But yeah, I think the venues are great. It's clean. Interesting model. I mean, they've blown up like crazy. They're all around the world now. And in bigger cities, I think it's so cool to see them, how they put them kind of more inner city, just not needing as much space. And I think that they're very popular
Well, they just put
in
one
that
in
scenario.
Well, I guess not just, maybe like a few years ago or so, they put one in LA, and the Arizona one's like a double decker. The one in LA, they did like a quadruple decker. I was like, holy shit, that's huge.
You just see them popping up all over. Callaway has agreed to sell 60% of its stake in Topgolf to Leonard Green and partners who are out of LA. And the deal values Topgolf at $1.1 billion. That's crazy. Callaway will profit about $770 million from the deal, which is expected to close at the beginning of 2026. Callaway, obviously an established golf brand. They just plan to focus back to their core golf equipment, apparel, balls, clubs, rather than the entertainment venue model, which is kind of interesting, but yeah, keep it simple and stick to what they know. I guess they ran into scaling and profitability challenges relative to what the expectations were originally. They grew so much, and I think it has been profitable overall, obviously, if it's valued at that. But at some point, kind of where do you go from there?
I also think with these golf brands as well, I mean, Callaway, that's a staple golf brand. When you get into different things, it takes away from the simplicity of it.
Definitely. Global beauty brands are diving into women's sports. Fastest growing new investors. In 2023, global beauty sales reached $446 billion, while revenue from women's sports are projected to hit $2.35 billion in 2025. Those are staggering numbers.
That's crazy. Yeah, definitely go where the money is.
Always follow the money.
However, I mean, okay, these beauty brands though, I I don't know, growing up, millennials, I don't think we were putting on so many serums and lotions and red light theory and I don't even know all these different things that they're really trying to push. They're making bazillion dollars off of that. I wasn't growing up doing that. Were you?
At all. And I think the same thing. I'm like, first of all, how do these young children, I'm talking about elementary school, not even middle school, high school.
I
Elementary,
know.
they start with these skincare routines. And I'm
Got like a
thinking,
10-step
I was lucky
routine.
if I like washed my face or like put lotion on and like let alone put sunscreen on. Like I have no idea how it got to be such a thing where it starts so young and they're so into it. And obviously it's important.
I mean, they're doing something well with their marketing. So going into sports, they're continuing to expand. So good for them.
Exactly. So that's the whole premise of it is they're trying to reach the younger audiences and redefine, beauty through confidence and authenticity. And I do think it's the perfect way to reach girls. And I do think that more and more athletes are wearing makeup during competition and beauty
Which
is
I love.
becoming more of a thing. I love it. And that didn't used to be the case at all. Like if you wore mascara, people looked at you like, what are you wearing? Like you get dressed up to go play, like you're going to go sweat, and now it's like part of it is your personal brand is based on your beauty, your appearance, the jewelry you're wearing, how put together you are on the court, the field, wherever you may be playing.
I mean, look good, play better. What's the saying?
Exactly. Look good, feel good.
That's all the above. So
they say, get up every morning, get dressed, put on your makeup, and regardless of what you're doing, you'll have more confidence, be more productive. So maybe it translates to competition as well.
that has to. I think it's look good, play good.
SKIMS has secured new funding, $225 million in this round, led by Goldman Sachs, is now valued at $5 billion. For such a young company, founded in 2019 by Kim Kardashian and Jens Grady and Emma Grady, it's wild. It's 2025. It's 6 years. You're a $5 billion company. The brand did $750 million in sales in 2023. And obviously, they're continuing to scale globally and obviously now have their collaboration with Nike. It's wild.
Kris Kardashian, talk about marketing genius. She has done that with all of her children's businesses. So good for her. Good for them.
Yes, and regardless of what the product is, even Kylie and her makeup, I've never, never tried it, but their branding stands out. And SKIMS, I'm not a huge fan of the product, but you have to give props for the way that they position the branding, the stores, all of it. It's unbelievable. They have stores in LA, New York, Miami. There's actually one here in Austin at the Domain. I've never been to it, but it was one of the first physical SKIMS locations, which I thought was interesting, that Austin of all cities. And then their London and Dubai will be next.
Good for them.
Yeah. So SKIMS just dropped their part 2 of the SKIMS by Nike collection, which I thought was so cool, designed after a speed skating look. So Judah Leardom, 7 times world champion speed skater, was in the campaign. She's beautiful, like stunning.
Isn't she the one dating Jake Paul?
I think they're recently engaged. I think I saw in March that they were engaged.
Why would she
And
do that to herself? She is stunning. Like,
she
oh,
is
come on, you can do better.
stunning. I've always loved watching speed skating at the Olympics. It's fascinating to me. Talk about good shape, and that's as kind of a not so mainstream sport that you hear about. So I love that SKIMS did that, designed the look after it, and just something so unique and not traditional.
Love
They
that
are some
sport.
powerful, yes, powerful
Legs.
athletes. Legs, back to the legs. You've got to have some strong legs. The way that they get so low to the ice, I mean, fly. She's from the Netherlands. Interestingly enough, she's named after a German windsurfer. I guess her dad was very interested in windsurfing, and that's where her name came from. Originally played field hockey and then got into speed skating at the age of 11. So she's had won medals at the Olympics, world champion. I mean, pretty cool.
She is stunning.
She really is. But the campaigns around the line I thought were very, very well done. So check those out if you haven't seen them. USC has been hitting our topics quite a lot lately.
Not just because of me. I'm not
Not
making
just
them up. So
maybe
it's on
you're
their own
the
accord.
yes. Juju Watkins makes history as the first college athlete to invest in a women's professional sports team. And guess who? None other than the Boston Legacy, our team.
You and your soccer. But yes, because of the crest. That's why I like them.
Our new team comes after her investment in a 3-on-3 women's basketball league, which I would go with the soccer over a 3-on-3 women's basketball, but good that she's investing nonetheless.
Super exciting. I think that's another value that NIL brings. So good for her. I mean, she's already starting to play, be an investor, business minded. I love it.
And putting her money in the right places. I mean, so many athletes you see just blow through their money or, buying
Yep.
cars or jewelry, helping support their families, which are all great, to some extent. But to put money back into sports and surely have a return on your investments is the much smarter route to go. So good for her.
I think that 3-on-3 is trying to really entice people from the WNBA to join that. I think they really tried to pay Caitlin Clark as well. She ultimately wanted to, stick with what she knew, the WNBA. But I do see that being a good investment long term as it continues to become popular.
I think you're right. It'll grow on trend with the
Yeah.
WNBA, especially if a lot of them are getting involved. It'll be interesting to see both. New York's Gotham FC is heading to National Women's Soccer League finals after scoring in the 97th minute. Very exciting game. Brogan, that would have been a good one for you to get your footing on. I'll get you watching soon.
I still don't know what soccer. No, I'm just kidding. I know what soccer is, but still doesn't excite me. Not yet.
I know Boston is now our team, but then I found out that Eli Manning is an investor in Gotham, and I usually have to do what he does because I absolutely love him. He should have gone on my list up there with Federer and Kate Middleton and Michael Jordan because on the football front, I just love Eli.
It's absolute legend.
Legend. The Washington Spirit defeated Portland 2-0, and they will be facing Gotham in the finals. It was a sold-out crowd at Audi Field with almost 20,000 fans in attendance. Am I the only one that gets confused with Washington sports being D.C. and not Washington State?
I think no. I think that's the fair thing because
I mean, I obviously know that it's DC, but for some reason, my mind always just my first thought is Washington State. Like I have to actually think about it.
I'm more of a West Coast girly, so that's where again my mind goes. I don't think of like the Commanders, DC. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so Francis TFO and Ben Shelton were there supporting. Ben Shelton is dating Trinity Rodman, who is a forward for Washington. She's often seen courtside at his tennis matches supporting him. So nice that he pays it back to her, and she's making quite a name for herself. And then TFO is actually from Maryland, the DC area, and is a big fan of DC sports in general and good friends with Shelton. So he was there too. Love to see the men showing up for women's sports. I think that's going to help in a lot of ways to spike interest for people. Overall, the National Women's Soccer League attendance has exploded. It's up 400% since the league launched in 2013. 400%.
That is crazy. Why do you think that is?
I think it's just spillover. Soccer's the world's #1 sport. The US's women's national team has been a global dynasty for years. So you kind of already have a built-in fan base,
Yeah.
international audience spillover because it is such a worldly sport that even, people abroad tune into it. And then the massive player recognition, Alex Morgan, Trinity Rodman, Sophia Smith, they're all, people that have their own followings. And
I
WNBA
have
really
not heard of
hasn't
one
been.
of them.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm just kidding. I've heard of
Um,
Alex Morgan. I don't know about the
no.
latter, but
Right. But I mean, again, it's just likewise kind of what you're familiar with. And obviously you're
yeah.
more familiar with WNBA and basketball. In general, WNBA hasn't been quite as much of a global powerhouse and a national team brand in the same way, which again just goes back to soccer being so international. The aesthetic of soccer has taken off so much with Gen Z, a little bit more so than the WNBA. I think that goes back to some of the stuff we even talk, even like the beauty and
Yeah.
everything just kind of has been streamed more through soccer, I feel like, than basketball.
I don't know what your first sport was when you started playing sports, but I was super young and my parents would put me into soccer and AYSO. So I think it is more like pushed on you when you're younger.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. My dad played soccer in college at Syracuse.
Okay.
And yeah, he was a great
That's why
soccer
you're
player.
such a huge soccer girl.
No, I mean, I guess partially I've always liked it. And then my uncle was very good, almost with professional, could have, and chose a different route. But we never played soccer growing up. I went right
Interesting.
into,
He was so tired of it. He was like, "Oh, I need to watch something else."
yeah, I went right into a short-lived dancing career, and then I
Oh,
moved into
the
moved
next
into
Dallas
tennis.
Cowboy cheerleader over
Oh yes,
there.
yeah. Since my personality is so
Pom poms.
show worthy, pom poms. Yeah, exactly. But then I also think the venues and atmosphere for soccer. It's a lower barrier to attend soccer games. There's outdoor stadiums, very family oriented, seasonal weather, and the stadiums are just smaller and more eclectic. And so it feels like it's sold out and more hyped than really it even is. But if WNBA 10,000 to 20,000 seats, it looks empty unless it's packed. So I think again that also makes people look like, or from the outside look like there's not that much interest when really it's just the result of the venues. Then their summer schedule competes with MLB, travel, vacations, just other things that I think take away from people attending WNBA games, which that's not their fault.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but it's good that they're both growing. The final will be this weekend, so this will be your chance. Washington Spirit, Gotham FC, Saturday at 7 Central, Brogan. Tune in.
Okay. Well, you got to text me and let me know. So
well, we're going to have some
remind me.
competing big football as well, so
I was going to say, you know where my priorities lie, so I don't know
yes.
about that one.
Yeah, exactly. Catch the replays, the highlights.
There you go.
In the soccer world, Cristiano Ronaldo is set for his 6th World Cup, and it will be his last, he said. He's given everything to football or soccer for 25 years, and he says he has a year or two left.
He is an absolute legend. Did you see that ring that he gave his his long-term girlfriend? I'm blanking on her name, but I mean, he probably was like, saw that thing and was like, I
Georgina.
made it. Georgina, have you seen that
Yes.
rock?
It is a rock, like an iceberg. It is massive. And she waited long enough for it. I mean, they have kids together.
Yeah.
They've been together
Yep.
forever. She's been there with him. I'm sure they've had their ups and downs, but she deserved it.
I absolutely agree
And it
with
is
you.
stunning.
It is. I would be scared to even have it on. I don't know. But
Yeah, I know. Not so much of an easy everyday ring, but
no,
it's fabulous.
that'll work on your arm muscles. So
Exactly. Built-in weight. Georgina was actually in attendance with Ronaldo last night at the White House for a dinner with Trump. Elon was there, and the Saudi crown prince. Interesting crowd. What a group. I know, all kinds of selfies and things circulating. Wonder what the conversation was like at those tables.
I
How
wish
fun
I
would
was
that
a
be?
fly on that
I mean,
wall.
exactly. What a blend of people and personalities. And Ronaldo and Messi, yeah, very diverse. Ronaldo and Messi are the first players ever to appear in 6 World Cups. That's a really good stat too, considering the spacing between each World Cup. I mean, that's long careers. World Cup fun fact: the country of Curacao has clinched a spot in the World Cup. A little Caribbean island. The population's just over 150,000 people, which is the smallest nation to ever qualify for the World Cup. Is that not interesting?
the Caribbean. I don't even know where that is, but
Yeah,
yeah.
Curacao. It's just like the tiniest little island. Yeah, and
I
the
was trying to figure out what you said. I was
yeah,
like, whoa,
yeah,
where?
it's just this really small little island. The population is smaller than Charleston, South Carolina. That's pretty cool. Good for them to have that much talent on the island of 150,000 people to make a World Cup team. That's awesome.
They're a very athletic crew. So
Very athletic crew. I guess we'll have to wait and see what the World Cup song is going to be this year. That's always a big thing. And speaking of songs, this is just a little fun fact that I was actually really impressed by. 84% of the Billboard Global 200 songs went viral on TikTok before hitting the charts.
that's insane. Yeah. No.
Insane.
I mean, TikTok, I love the way they like tie the visuals into the music and everything. And I also know that they're bringing back old songs. Are you familiar with the Zara Larson?
So I had to look her up when you
Okay.
sent me one of the clips and I have heard some of her stuff, but I did not remember her. But you're also so much younger than I am, so our college timelines don't line up.
Well, I
But
just remember in college, yeah, like I used to bang her in like 2017, every frat party they were playing Lush Life. It was great. And then all of a sudden I started seeing her on my feed again on TikTok and I was like, they're bringing her back. I love it. I love it. It's a lot of room for opportunity, a lot of room for new artists as well to get discovered. And that is an awesome stat.
Totally. And from the content side, I'm still so new and elementary in TikTok, but it is an incredible platform. And I always thought it was just for younger kids. I never
I'm
even
still
had it
embarrassed
before
to
this
say I
podcast.
haven't.
Yeah, but no, but that's what I'm saying. But I'm
Yeah.
actually stunned at the amount of people, even from our post the other day, Texas and Georgia, the majority of people commenting were older men.
Mhm.
But from the content creation side, to your point, the clips that pop up and are generated for people to post, it's unbelievable how quickly they can match, a song to the content. And then these clips of the songs are what the foundation is for modern hits. It's unbelievable. And you do start to hear the songs over and over and over, and things start trending based on the music that goes with it. It's unbelievable.
There used to be Vine back in the day. Do you remember Vine?
I do, but that to me, I never had that either. And it was so short lived
That's
that
what I was gonna say. Like, I think they miss their opportunity because TikTok has definitely capitalized on that. So,
and even for sports and news and things like that, like I'm not on TikTok or necessarily scrolling through for just random content. The sports stuff, the news stuff, and also the things that people post that you don't. It takes a little bit to get. It's so almost like live news feed. It's not.
it totally is. That's where I get my news first. But it is interesting the way the algorithm works.
It really is. It's incredible. But I thought that was a very interesting stat with the music. Speaking of music and your Disney band, they're gonna strum it up for race week in Vegas.
Gonna get crunk to Mickey Mouse.
It is race week. Yes. So the Disney band will be performing the national anthem on race day, and then they're going to do a performance with the Bellagio fountains. How beautiful. Viva Las Vegas.
I just don't understand that like collaboration. I still don't get it. So we'll have
Oh,
to see how it
I
turns
have
out.
no idea, but I will be definitely peeled to seeing how that works.
Yeah, Mickey and Minnie just pumping all the racers out. So hopefully they do well.
Verstappen is the favorite to win, so we'll see how the race goes. It's always a fun course to watch.
It is just so new, and they race at night with all the
Mhm.
lights. My dad went to the first race that they had a couple years ago, and he said it was the coolest experience.
Yeah, I bet with the lights and everything, the Sphere had a really cool image right now to obviously promote race. It's just super cool. I just think other than it being cheesy in Vegas and that it is the Disneyland, it does seem like a cool place for a race.
If you don't like F1, you got to watch it just for the Disneyland. Come on, guys.
So Yannick Sinner won the ATP Tour season final, beating Alcaraz. This is his second consecutive ATP final title. Good for him. And Alcaraz still ended the season ranked as one. I love my little Carlitos. Good for them. Back to my list of favorites, Roger Federer to be inducted into the Tennis Hall of Fame in August in Rhode Island. That was only a matter of time, but I cannot
He
wait for that
deserves it.
one. He deserves it, and I cannot wait to see who his presenter is and what he wears and what he says, and I will forever love him.
He's awesome.
Love him. All right, let's shift it to some college basketball. What do we got?
Oh my gosh, did you see that Iowa State's Audie Crooks? She was feeling sick or something, and she dropped 43 points in just 20 minutes. That is a single game scoring record. That's an incredible stat. I watched a little bit of it, a little bit of clips and things, and she was freaking phenomenal.
That is unbelievable. While not feeling well, she was like, "Get me off the court. I want to win, but get me off."
Let's see how I can add value as quickly as possible. So
And
she did
she
it.
sure did. Yes. Then my highlight from college basketball, 8 people ejected from a women's game between Duke and West Virginia. Complete scuffle on the floor. Left West Virginia with 5 players for the rest of the game after 8 of them got ejected.
Yeah, you better hope nobody fouls out because that would be forfeit. I don't know. Play with 4. I don't know what the rules are there.
Unbelievable. But I mean, brings
They're
back
modeling
memories of your favorite girl.
I was going to say they're modeling their career after Angel Reese. So
Exactly. It's not a good influence to have. Duke men's team beat Kansas at Madison Square Garden for their first ranked win of the season. I'm sure they'll keep up their
Two
streak.
powerhouses.
So fun to watch. NBA, Draymond Green got into a little bit of a heated scene with a Pelicans fan that was sitting courtside. This guy. So
Draymond is the male version of Angel Reese, by the way.
Yes, he is. And turns out the fan was taunting Green with chants of Angel Reese because he had several rebounds and hadn't attempted any shots. So it's actually hilarious that A, this Pelicans fan made that reference, and B, that Draymond went over to like confront him for being called a woman.
He's always fighting somebody. So that's the entertainment that he brings to the court.
Yeah, he's fighting,
Not his
he's
actual play.
whining, complaining. Always something. Steph Curry has officially ended his run with Under Armour after 13 years. What do you think of Under Armour?
I don't think I've ever owned anything from Under Armour. So I don't think I can have an opinion on it. But at the same time, I think that is my opinion.
That 100%. I have never, would never own Under Armour, and I have never even considered it as an elite or good brand. I mean, to me, it always just stuck out as like a brand that should have never made it out of like a outlet mall. Like it's like kind of like there's
like
nothing good about it.
Asics or something.
Exactly.
New Balance that everybody's wearing these days.
Yeah, but New Balance is like kind of trendy, and they've had their time of up and down. Yeah, exactly. But the Curry brand and his logo will continue separately, and they're currently looking for another partnership. There's talks about a massive deal with Nike that would even be bigger than LeBron's. So I'm sure there are a lot of people talking to him, but that will be very interesting to see where he lands. It was so wild to see the day it was announced that he split. He showed up to his game in Nikes, which not just big Nikes, upgrade. Kobe's, that's right. We've got to give it up to one of the greatest, a legend.
I mean, Steph has to be one of my favorite basketball players of all time. Well, next to Kobe, obviously, rest in peace. That's just going to continue to elevate his game. There's such a different shoe. I think we'll see how that plays out.
Totally. And then he showed up at last night's game against the Orlando Magic, giving tribute to 2 Orlando legends, which I thought was awesome. He arrived at Reeboks, like the boxy, old school, high top, classic shape, black and white shoes for Shaq. And then he switched to Nike Air Penny 2s, yellow and black. Pretty baller move. And obviously the Penny 2 was an ode to Penny. But baller move and way to make a statement for your segue out of Under Armour.
Trying them all out, seeing which one works.
And speaking of pennies in a different form, the penny officially died last week. Or earlier this week.
I saw that.
Yes, 232 years old in Philly.
How does that
What a
work,
day.
though? How do you kill off the penny? Is everything like these old folks
So I had to think about that too. I guess it was more about irrelevance and expensiveness. Nothing can be bought with a penny anymore. And the cost to produce a penny is now more expensive than the actual worth of a penny. But my first mind went like, what if something's $11.23? And then I'm like, okay, you're an idiot, Lauren, because exactly. So I think that's also already an option in a lot of places if you want to round up or round down. But usually that's like if you're playing with a credit card or something and it wants to be for charity. So maybe that'll just get more prevalent when paying with cash and change. But the other thing is there's still going to be so many pennies in circulation.
Oh,
I don't
that's
think they're
fair.
going to run out. Exactly. But I didn't
I
even
was
think
thinking they
about
all
that from the
just die
start. I
with
was like,
it.
saying,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, there's no more pennies.
We'll never see a penny
Yeah,
again.
exactly. I had to think about that too. But kind of interesting. 232 years. Long live the penny.
How many pennies do you think there are out there?
That's a very good question. We should follow up with that.
Okay.
That's
No.
on you to find out that
Fair.
fact. Devin Booker has some great shoes coming out, but he debuted the Nike by Converse basketball shoes. First time ever that Converse has made basketball shoes, and they are awesome. They're black and white, traditional Converse looked like they had a little bit of a lift. They looked super, almost like fluffy, like padded, low cut. They were so cool. I just love, to me, it's kind of like shows the personality of some of these players that wear such different and creative shoes. Obviously, their uniforms have to be the same and all that. So when they put on shoes, or baseball players and their cleats, like I love it. I just love to see what shoes people are wearing.
When I think of Converse too, I think of like old school basketball, and
Yes.
that's kind of cool. So
Chuck Taylor.
they kind of wrap them up and
Exactly.
throw them over the court or what do you
Yeah, over the lines,
the lines.
yeah, totally.
But yeah, I do love
Okay,
that.
now to our favorite topics. We're going to start with college football. Brogan, I'm so excited for this. College game day is headed back to Eugene, and you and I are going to have to be set for this massive game.
It
My
is
Oregon
so
Ducks and your
fun.
USC Trojans.
That will be a hell of a game. I could not be more excited for it. Come on, both of the teams, powerhouses.
Powerhouses, first time playing each other since 2015. Ducks are favored to win. Both teams have an opportunity to make a big statement. I cannot wait. It's going to be such a good game.
Based off of how USC played last weekend, that huge comeback against Iowa, I am super excited to see how they'll perform against the Ducks.
They're going to be hyped up coming off of that win, going up to Eugene. Ducks are going to come out being the Ducks. It's going to be good. University of North Texas, another Texas team, has made its rank in the AP top 25 for the first time since 1959. I love to see that. I love to see these smaller schools that don't have the money in the athletic programs, don't have the NIL money that these big school has, just doing their job, getting it done, and raising the ranks.
Old-fashioned hard work right there.
I love it. Aggies, what a comeback against South Carolina. Did you watch that game?
Can't say I did.
Oh, miss. Well, they're the only team in the SEC to come back from down 27 points in a conference game in the last 33 years. It was
That
an
is a big stat.
unbelievable comeback. And of course, in my mind, I'm thinking, would I love to see South Carolina beat the Aggies and give them their first loss of the season? Yes, I love the underdog win. However, I did not want the Aggies to roll into Austin next week and have just lost to South Carolina. It's going to be so much better when Texas has just lost to Georgia. Aggies
Again
just made
against
a 27-point comeback to win, and they're still undefeated, and then they're going to come back and beat Texas. That's how I envision all this happening.
I mean, that's a great plan on your end. Yeah, just the Aggies I can't get behind. The South Carolina, they're like the fake USC. So I didn't watch that game, but it'll be interesting to see how the Aggies perform this weekend.
I'm not an Aggies fan at all. Like, we know that. But I will give it to the program making such a turnaround after last season, and winners win. You can't fault them for winning. Did you see the sheriff that ran into the two players in the tunnel and
That
was
was
relieved from the game?
intense.
It was so intense and so uncalled for. And of
He like
course,
ducked down, went into it, you know?
I watched it a few times when it happened. And I was like, what in the world? Why was he going through right at that moment to begin with? And why didn't he like step to the side and let them
And then he
pass and
turned
go
around
like
and
proper
started yelling
respect?
at them.
Turned around, literally tried to start something. And of course, our friend LeBron spoke out on it, saying, oh, he needs to be fired. Thanks, LeBron. No one else had that thought. Like, what are you talking about? Like, no one would have
He
ever
knows
known
nothing.
that.
He knows
Exactly.
nothing.
The guy did get relieved from the game, obviously, and I'm sure he will be fired, and as he should be, because that's just unacceptable behavior. But
You think
again,
fired? Like from
for sure.
being a Ranger?
Oh, I think so. I mean, you can't act like that. Like, unless he had some reason of you have more respect. And they weren't doing anything wrong. Like, there was no reason for him to get that heated back
Maybe
at
they
them.
said something because he ran into the
Yeah, he was going through the tunnel, but I mean, they were just
yeah,
minding
he
their
ran
own
into the
business,
tunnel.
walking. Right, but they were just walking. Like, it was just such a weird encounter. I just thought it was
I
funny
think
that
there's more to that
LeBron of all
story.
people, right, could be was making headlines that he had to go. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have that thought too, but glad LeBron brought it to the forefront.
Just, the forefront of news there.
Texas versus Georgia. Like I said, go dogs. How great was that?
That was actually hilarious. How do you think Arch played that game, actually?
I think he played great. I thought that he was not the problem at all in this game. He had
Finally.
receivers that could not catch the ball on good passes. They weren't low, they weren't misthrown. The receiver didn't have to do a lot of work. Straight up could not catch the ball. That is not his fault.
I know I was talking to my brother about this, and he's like, well, he does throw like Uncle Rico. I was like, in this situation, his receivers could not catch a pass.
Yeah.
So it was sad to see.
Yes, was not Arch's fault. I thought there were so many problems, but they at the end of the day they just lost. Georgia was a better team. And
Yeah.
Kirby Smart summed it up after the game so well in his post-game interview. His exact quote was, "A lot of these kids want a check. They don't want physicality. If you have the check and no physicality, you end with nothing. You're not just getting checks at our place, we're hitting people." That is exactly right. They are there, they're physical, they're hitting people. Nobody looked like they were just showing up to get a check and not performing or not living up to what they are getting paid. And I do think a lot of kids just want the check and the flash and kind of slow their roll through, this season. And that's not the mentality at Georgia.
I'll add to that. I think these players have worked their ass off their entire lives, and then when they do get flashed this money, they kind of lose sight of what's important. So I think that could be a thing. But yeah, the Georgia just looked a lot better, unfortunately.
And part of it goes back to the coaching style. I mean, Kirby Smart's coaching style and play calling ran circles around Texas with his plays. That onside kick was incredible, so well
Yeah.
executed. Sark has to get an offensive coordinator. He just has to. I don't care if he wants to call the plays. I don't know if he's care if he's capable about it. He's got to change something because it is not working.
Agreed.
Lane Kiffin, where is he going to land?
I thought he was always going to be at Ole Miss. He's building something great. He's kind of creating a legacy. Everybody kind of knows him. He's in all the news articles. So it's very interesting to see that he may be, acknowledging LSU. I don't know. Do you have an opinion on it?
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. I think that he has the potential, and what he's started doing at Ole Miss is to have a legacy, have a Saban legacy. If he can establish a program that could win national championships, win SEC titles, all of that. And I think he's on his way to do that. Has he done it yet? No. But obviously his team right now is doing well. Ole Miss has allegedly given him a deadline to announce whether he's staying or going, and he has to answer by the 28th, which is only fair. I mean, and Kiffin said that the deadline is not true and denied it, said that they haven't given one, but he's in the middle of a season. He's got big games coming up. There's a lot on the line. Imagine the disconnect that creates in the locker room between the team, the players, the coaches, the recruits, people that are, committed, thinking that he's going to be the coach. It shakes up a lot of things. And I just think overall, it's such a big distraction to be happening at this time in the season.
I don't know why he just doesn't turn those rumors down, essentially.
Unless he really is exploring the other schools. I bet there's a little bit of both. I think it's interesting to see what you would be able to get somewhere else. I mean, why not? If he left, he would only owe Miss $4 million, which usually would be taken over by whoever hired him. So he doesn't really have much of anything to lose to see, what another program would offer him. You always say, oh, well, it's not about the money. But at some point, money moves.
It is about the money.
Yeah, it is.
It's always about the money.
So, I mean, there's no reason for him to not explore what a Florida or a LSU or somebody, Giants, whatever. Yeah, exactly. I just think there's so much riding on that decision for the school, like I said, in the middle of the season. And there's a lot of dominoes in play. So I'll be curious if there is a decision made and declared by the 28th, because it's getting ridiculous.
I agree.
There needs to be some sort of system. There's nothing for coaches that stops them from seeking other positions during the season or seeing what's out there, which obviously is not the case for the players. They have, their whole system. I feel like there should be something in place for coaches to stop all this, going on
Back and forth.
during the season. Virginia Tech is hiring James Franklin as their next head coach. I saw something that was pretty funny, and it was Sark being referred to as the Southern James Franklin. And it was like elite running backs.
I don't know if I would like that.
Yeah, exactly. Not a good comparison, but the things that were outlined for elite running backs, can't beat Ohio State, won conference in the third year, Mickey Mouse offense, elite resources in recruiting, plays it to the competition level, elite quarterbacks, lost in the semis to gold helmets, which was so random, has beaten Michigan, disaster in the red zone.
Those are
I thought it was kind
good
of funny.
highlights.
Not good highlights, but I'm like, hey, and maybe next Sark will be looking for a new job at this rate. There's so much speculation on what is going on with him. And I'm sure you saw that Dolphins coach was thrown out there, meaning that he would take the Dolphins coaching position, and that there could be a mutual parting of ways between him and Texas at the end of the season. But also the Dolphins coach, Mike McDaniel's not even fired. That position's not even open. If he wins out the rest of the season or does well, he's not going anywhere. So no, unless Mike McDaniel wants to come to UT, Sark cannot go to the Dolphins.
Edge of my seat.
Get the popcorn out. NFL, speaking of Dolphins, beat the Commanders in Madrid. That was the first game held in Madrid. Unbelievable how they turned over that soccer stadium to a football stadium. The grass was pristine. It looked like such a cool...
It did look pretty neat.
It was beautiful. Unfortunately for the Commanders, they missed a kick to win with 10 seconds left. I was shocked that they missed that kick. And then Dolphins ended up winning in overtime. So again, cheering on Mike McDaniel. He needed another win.
As I said last week, I just don't love these international games. I mean, and also these teams coming off an international game, they have like a bye week because they're all messed up. Time zones are different. They got fatigue. I'm not a big proponent of them, but it does expose us to kind of different, football. Now the Europeans are kind of interested into it, but wasn't the stadium just filled with Americans, or who actually attended that game?
So the game itself generated 150 million euros for Madrid. I mean, that's a lot of money. So it seemed like good feedback as far as international games go. Roger Goodell said he was certain that there'd be another NFL game there, and just how world-class the stadium was, and maybe even the best stadium in the world. But the total attendance at the game was a little over 78,000 fans, and about 42,000 of those were international visitors, and mainly from the U.S. So very interesting. There was a U.S. fan that I heard being interviewed, and he said that it was actually on TikTok, that he had been to NFL games all over the world, and went to the Brazil game, had been to others, Germany, and that this game in Madrid had the most U.S. fans that he had seen compared to any other game that he had been to. So I thought that was really interesting. Whether it was, the city, the stadium, what
I was going to
was
say,
it
do you
that...
think it's the location that people want to be like, oh, I want to go to Spain? I don't know.
I mean, I would choose going to Spain over Brazil. So, I mean, it could be ease or, I thought that was really interesting. But then I also had seen a lot of different answers from European fans on why they're Dolphins fans. Like, they're actually Dolphins fans. And some of the answers were like, Gloria Estefan is my favorite singer. I visited Miami and I love the city. One guy was like,
no relation to actually football.
Literally nothing. It was like, I love the color of the jersey. This is the most beautiful jersey in NFL. Like, somebody was like, Dan Marino goes back to the old days in the Dolphins. Like, I'm a fan. I mean, the jersey was like astounding answer. Like, everyone loves the jersey and the aesthetic and the color, which I just thought was so funny. Some people were like, Tyreek Hill. Someone's like, oh, my favorite animal's a dolphin. It was just so funny that it really had nothing based on
that
actual
may have been
football.
my favorite.
Yeah, exactly. So overall, it seemed like it was a positive international game. Chiefs lose in Denver to the Broncos. The Broncos continued their winning streak at home, lessened the Chiefs' chance of making the playoffs. Now that it's a 55.4% chance that they make the playoffs as of today. It's been quite a long time.
Keep winning that offense.
I know they are on a streak at home.
Like,
Chiefs
they
haven't
better
missed the
pray to
playoffs
their
since
defense.
2015, so if this is their year, I don't know what's going to be
Oh,
said about that.
sorry, Taylor.
You could have performed after all. So
Turns
funny.
out it wasn't that crazy.
Lions versus Eagles was a great Monday game. Fly, Eagles, fly. I told you that.
I hate that
Uh,
saying.
my favorite was when the Lions scored a touchdown and then they got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for celebrating, which resulted in a 15-yard penalty. And then they missed the kick for the extra point. Like
That's
that, only
tough.
the Lions would
That's
do that.
tough.
Tough. And it was extremely windy. So obviously, tough conditions to kick. And he missed it, which again, the importance of a kicker and the conditions did not help. But it was a
I
good game
mean,
overall. The Lions' defense looked great.
I mean, two really good teams, and I'm sure they're going to end up playing each other in the playoffs. So we'll see how that ends up.
Bears are leading the NFC North. Not on my bingo card. They've won their fifth game of 2025 after trailing with less than 2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. That's a pretty
Good
good
for them.
feat. Yeah. You don't always hear strength and bears going together in this case.
And in the football terminology.
Exactly. In this, yeah, exactly.
In the wild, different.
In the
But.
wild, yes. But good for them. We'll see how they finish out the season. Cowboys came to play on Monday in Vegas.
Hell of
Jerry
a
could
game.
not have looked happier up there in his suite.
That's what he lives for. They just got to go to Vegas. He loves all the show.
That's probably right. That's probably why he was in such a good mood. It was the happiest I've seen him enjoying a game in quite some time. And a win is a win, even if it's to the Raiders. But good for the Cowboys. They needed that. Carlos Sainz and your boy Lando were in attendance ahead of race week. It was kind of cool to see them there.
They're enjoying the American football.
A lot going on in Vegas this week. Post Malone confirmed that he's going to do the Dallas Cowboys halftime show on Thanksgiving Day. That's kind of a good
Didn't
one.
Nelly just play in Vegas with them? They're
They
playing
did.
all the
He
bangers
did.
out. Got that rap
Exactly.
bangers. Jerry's like,
Nelly.
woo, he's getting down.
Scataboo, our boy Scat at the
Oh
WWE
God,
event. What is he doing? Monday
he's
Night
so
Raw at
embarrassing.
Madison Square Garden. Embarrassing. He was brawling with some of the fighters while injured. Obviously, I'm sure it was staged or whatever, but it wasn't the best
Oh, what
look
was
when you're
that
injured.
quote after? Yeah, what did he say after that? He tried to justify it.
Yeah, somebody came at him basically saying like, "What are you doing?" And he posted to the haters that he's trying to make the most out of a bad situation and enjoying his life off the field and living his life outside the box since he's not playing right now. He's like, "Don't talk about me if you don't have anything nice to say."
Well, he's like, how do I stay relevant? And instead, I'm going to just cause chaos everywhere I go. That's definitely not a good look. So try something different.
It was a little bit reckless, but I still like him on the
Still
field
a
with
scat.
Jackson Darts. But I mean, he's a giant, so he's got to reel it in a little bit though. He's got to tone it down. He can't just be like the Johnny Knoxville of like football.
Just going around creating chaos.
Chaos wherever he goes, like the
A wake
Tasmanian
behind.
devil. All right, let's hear it. Our weekly picks.
Yes, yes, yes. Everybody get their pocketbook or their wallets out. We're about
Yeah,
to bet.
get your tickets out. All right, Bills versus Texans.
Well, they're playing at Texas. Bills, they had a good game against the Bucks last week. Turns out they did freeze. Josh Allen went off. So I'm going to
They
go
were just
Texans, though.
stunned.
They were stunned. I'm still
Yes.
going to go Texans, though.
Too funny. That was a good game. All right, go Texans. Colts and Chiefs.
That's going to be a very fun game to watch. But it's at Chiefs, I'm going to go Chiefs.
Oh, what about our girl on the sidelines?
I don't know. I'm
Chiefs.
sorry.
Chiefs are not going to want to lose after last week.
No, they're fired up.
Yeah. Seahawks versus Titans.
Did you watch the Seahawks versus the Rams last week? Our boy Sam.
I sure did.
It was tough. It was tough. Seahawks should have won. Sam made a few mistakes, but I'm still going to go Seahawks for this one because the Titans suck.
Yes. Vikings versus Green Bay.
I am going to go Green Bay. Vikings offense with JJ McCarthy is really just a continuously tough watch.
It's a rough season for the Vikings. Jets versus Ravens.
So the Jets offense is hard to watch. They don't throw on third down. Do you see that? They'll just kind of run it.
Hmm.
They have no faith, no faith. But so I'm going to go Ravens.
Right. Giants versus Lions.
I'm going to go Lions.
Oh, my Giants, but I agree. It's going to be Lions
It's
for
tough. It's
sure.
tough.
Steelers versus Bears.
Mm, this is kind of a toss up, but I think I'm going to go Steelers.
Steelers are 1-12 all time in Chicago. They haven't won a regular season game in Chicago since 1995. Maybe it's the year to turn it
Interesting. So
around.
this
Yeah, I
could be
know.
a stat.
Yes, exactly. We'll see. Let's see if they make that too. Patriots versus Bengals.
I'm going to go Patriots.
All right. Browns versus Raiders.
Both teams are super tough to watch. It's probably going to be a low scoring game, but I'm going to go Browns.
Like it. Jags versus Cardinals.
That'll be a close game for sure. I'm going to go pick the underdogs and say the Jags.
Go Jags. Eagles versus Cowboys.
You didn't want to say your fly, eagle, fly thing?
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Um, I'm going to go Eagles for this one.
The Cowboys just don't stand a chance.
No.
They don't. They really don't.
Unfortunately,
But
I
it will
don't
be
think
fun.
their win from Monday is going to
I don't
carry
think
over,
Jerry's
but
going to be grinning up there the same way he was in Vegas.
no. Just banging Nelly, but no.
Exactly. Falcons versus Saints.
Could be anyone's game. I'm going to go Falcons.
All right. Bucks versus Rams.
I'd really like to see the Bucks beat the Rams, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to go Rams.
It'll be a good game.
It will.
Panthers versus 49ers.
I'm going to go 49ers on this one.
Okay. That rounds it out. Can't wait to see how we do.
I've got a lot of winners.
A lot of winners. It's going to be a great weekend of games, including soccer.
Oh, God. Yeah. But remind me about that 7 p.m. Central
Exactly.
game that I'm not going to watch.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for being here with us. Don't
Thank
forget, follow, like, subscribe, interact with us. Tell us what you want to hear.
Do all the above, follow. Also, I need to come up with like a sign off. I was talking to my dad and Adam, and they were like, well, what's your sign off? I was like, well, last week I did ciao. The week before I did ta-ta. So y'all let me know which one's better.
Okay. That is
going
going to be a question for the people.
For the people.
I love it. Yes. All right, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Ciao.